What's up YouTube, I'm Jables, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be opening up this Hot Toys figure of IG-11. This IG unit went from being an assassin droid to a nursing droid throughout the first season of The Mandalorian. It was a pretty good journey for him, even though he met his untimely demise. I still think it's a pretty iconic character, and it's cool to have on the shelf. That's one cool thing about Star Wars, is all the different droids and aliens that you get to see. So anytime we get something unique like this, I just absolutely love picking it up. So let's get into unboxing this thing and see what we got. Alright, so taking a look at the box of IG-11 here, we have TMS008, that's Television Masterpiece Series. This 6-scale figure is a pretty basic figure. I think he only comes with 2 guns and maybe not even anything else because, you know, he is a droid. He doesn't have a lot of different things. I don't think he comes with extra hands or anything like that. This is just like the IG-88 from the old bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back. So we'll open it up and see how his joints are and all that stuff, how the weathering effects look. Here you can see him holding his blaster. That whole scene with him in action in the first season of The Mandalorian was really cool to see the IG droid moving around. In the original series, he just kind of stood there. Alright, another nice fine piece of artwork inside the cover here. When you take the top of the box off, it's the first thing you see. He almost looks like he's caught in some kind of sandstorm, but this is probably the scene where he was going through the town in the first episode. The first thing I noticed here is that he does come with some batteries here, so he must have some light up functions, which is pretty cool. That makes the figure worth it a little bit more. If he doesn't come with a lot of accessories, at least he's a really cool display piece when you turn it on. I don't know how long these batteries last. I don't think they last too terribly long, but I know people out there will hardwire their figures if they have lighting on them. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but that's something I want to look into and maybe hardwire some things like the Emperor's throne or some lightsabers and things like that. Here's a look at one of the blasters that he comes with. I think this is just a basic E11, I believe. Does this piece move back? Yeah, this one's cool because it actually does go all the way back, and you can use it. There's some of these guns that they don't flip over the handle or they get stuck and you can't actually bring them back all the way. This one actually does, so that's really cool. This is a nice piece here. Just a basic black with a little bit of weathering on it. And he comes with this other blaster here. It's much larger than the other one, as you can see. Since he's a droid and he's stronger than the average humanoid, he holds it in one hand when he's shooting it, and it looks pretty cool when he was doing that. Not as black as this gun. It's kind of dirty looking. Looks like an older, slightly rustier gun than this one, but it is really cool still. It looks like he comes with his detonator accessory, so you can swap out the chest plate there or the little piece there and put this on display. Might be the only piece that lights up. Let's see that it takes 3 batteries there. There's 6 batteries in the pack though, so maybe something else takes batteries also. Let's throw the batteries in there and try that real quick. A little bit of a challenge getting the plate back on, but that's really cool. Has a nice blinking effect to it, like it's going to detonate, self-destruct. It cannot be captured alive, so that is actually really awesome. That'll probably look really cool on him. Another accessory he comes with here is his bandolier. It just comes on this piece of cardboard here to kind of hold it in shape so it doesn't get all wrinkled and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Definitely going to pose him with this on it because that makes him just look that much cooler. Definitely a Western style bandolier here. Getting to the figure himself, he comes with plastic protecting his head, arms, and legs like every other figure. Piece of plastic on the back side. Oh, there's a couple of pieces of foam that fell out of him there when I brought him open. Yeah, let's get this plastic off of him and take a closer look. Alright, the first thing I noticed with this figure is he actually has some weight to him. If I remember correctly, they did die cast pieces here for the legs and the arms maybe, so he didn't feel so chintzy and cheap or like he was going to break every time you move him, so you can definitely feel the weight in the legs. I like that they added that quality into him there, so he's not going to just break apart when you try to move some of the joints around. I did read the instruction manual real quick to see where those other 3 batteries go, and they do go into his head right here. This piece should just pop off like that. It's got a little magnet on it, and then you'll unscrew that and put them in there. So let me do that really quick and see what lights up on his head here. They probably could have made this a little bit more accessible without this inner ring here being so tight, because I felt like I had a hard time getting this piece off, and I thought maybe I was going to scratch it or break it here, but as you can see, when you put it back in there, you kind of have to grab it by this top side and pull it out. The way this is made, you want to grab the sides, but when you pull it sideways, it kind of hits the lip, so you kind of want to grab it where the top of the screw is and pull it out this way so it clears. This screw that comes with this one does not stay attached. The piece on the chest plate, it does stay attached to the plate so you don't lose it. This one, make sure you have a magnetic screwdriver like this so when you take it out you don't lose it. So yeah, all his head lights up red, and that looks really cool. Let's put the top back on it here. Yeah, so that looks super epic with all that lighting coming on like that. Oh, that swivels. That's cool. So his eyeballs swivel around. These don't light up because they're kind of like cameras, but all the lights around the top part of the head light up, and they just look really cool. Even this thing lights up. Yeah, that is super awesome looking. I'm going to turn that off for now so I don't waste the batteries. So let's take a closer look at the guy here. We have some nice weathering effects and some nice pitting effects to the metal. I really like it when they add that kind of a texture and paint to the metal so it looks like it's used and not brand new. He looks really good. This metal part is plastic, and this comes out, it has a little bit of a magnet on it. This has a screw. I don't know what the screw's for, other than I think the screw acts as something for the magnet to attach to. When you put it back in there, it just clicks, so that's cool. So you can take this out, and the other piece just kind of clicks back in there, just like that. The screw on the back of that also connects to the magnet, so it doesn't feel like it's not gonna fall out or anything like that. So that's really cool. Awesome coloring on this guy. You got a nice like steel, silver look here, a little bit of copper on the arms and bronzing in the middle. Yep, his joints are really nice. They're not ratcheting right here, but they don't feel like they're gonna break. They feel pretty stiff. No ratchets on the arm, but on a pretty tight swivel. So I feel pretty confident that he'll be able to hold his guns up. We'll see if we have any problems with that. All of his fingers, he comes with 4 fingers. Really cool claw-like, like a dinosaur. But yeah, I'd be pretty scared if a droid was coming at me with these things. But looking at the rest of the detail on here, it looks really cool. You got some cool wires connecting. He's got a little bit of shielding on his legs. You can see the rest of the wiring. Very mechanical looking. The legs are definitely stiff, stiffer than the arms, so those are really good. I believe he swivels here too. Yep, so you can do all kinds of really cool poses with him. The joints feel really tight, so this is good. If you move it a lot, I don't know how much it'll wear out, but everything here seems really tight and looks really good. So I'm pretty happy with this. I feel like he's going to be able to stand up on his own pretty easily here with these flat feet. You have a lot of freedom with these joints that you don't get in other figures where there's cloth and fabric in the way, so he can literally, you know, bend all the way, almost all the way forward, but definitely all the way back. So this is pretty awesome. I really like this figure. He was really cool in the first season. Hopefully we'll get some other guys like this in the show too, because droids are a huge part of Star Wars, and it's just something that just makes the show really cool and unique, that people have these connections to these droids where you wouldn't think they would have a connection to a robot so much, but the Star Wars kind of brings that alive and brings a kind of fantasy of having, like, you know, a friend or someone out there to just be a companion, you know? They're kind of like space dogs. Okay, the last thing we have in here is this stand, and this is super frustrating. Super annoying. Like, look at this guy's feet. Like, what the hell was Hot Toys thinking? Like, you can't even take this off. This is totally stupid. It's useless. I can't use it. Hopefully he can just stand up on his own, and I don't need that. But like, what the hell is this, Hot Toys? For a $200 to $300 figure, that is dumb. So without using the stand, let's get this guy in some cool poses and see what we can come up with. Alright, so after playing with this guy for a little bit, he's definitely not top heavy, but because he's got these flat feet, when you stand him up, he does get off balance a little bit when you start twisting. I wanted to do some stuff where I was twisting his torso, but he would want to fall over, so getting the legs to look straight up and down robotic, you know, like the way he walks in the show, and twisting and stuff is a little bit challenging because you got to balance it, but overall really cool. I love the look of this guy. I love the lights in the head, and I love the way that this thermal detonator here lights up. Hard to see in the shots when he's rotating that the lights were on up here, but it's definitely more visible in person. The joints are really easy to work with, and it just feels like a well-made figure. There's a lot of moving parts on the fingers to get it to grip in here. Really cool. Definitely think this is a great figure. It's not a must-have by a lot of people because he wasn't around very long. I think because of IG-88 and the impact this character had on the first season of The Mandalorian, this IG droid, or IG droids in general, are a Star Wars staple, so I think it's a great figure to have. It definitely makes a break in all the humanoid figures to have some droids in there, so this is really cool. So the last thing we're going to do is go find a spot for this on the shelf and put him with the rest of the Mandalorian figures. Alright, so there's IG-11 on the shelf with the Mandalorian figures. His guns and the heavy infantry Mandalorian's guns kind of take up a lot of space, so you gotta kind of play with it a little bit until they fit, but I'll probably move them around a little bit later. Is this something you picked up or didn't pick up, wish you picked up, or you don't really care about it? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good one. Take it easy.